What's going on, guys? SJ Rider here, and today we're going to talk about the new Harley Davidson Pan America. Let's roll. Well, today, guys, I just wanted to talk about the new Harley Davidson Pan America. I actually already shot a video about this and realized I didn't quite get the message I wanted to across. So I came out here, it's after work, it's a nice sunset, you got those pink skies over there, and yeah, I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts on it. Obviously the Pan America is, it's a huge deal for Harley. This is one of those bikes they've been teasing for a while, following the killing of the Bronx. I feel like a lot of people weren't quite sure if it would even happen, but it's happened. Ooh, motor cackle. And yeah, so what I first thought when I found out that yes, not only is it a real thing, but now there's a price tag attached to it. There's color options. You can go on the website and check it out. I'll put a link for that in the description below. When I first looked over it and saw the price, it's a starting price of $17,300. I was actually at first, I was really impressed because I knew, I think we all knew that this bike was going to be a competitor for, the GS BMWs, the Triumph Tiger 1200s, that type of larger CC adventure bike. So to see it with that type of price tag, that's really competitive. And I was really impressed because I really thought they were going to price this thing over $20,000 just to, swing a leg over it. So, I was pretty impressed by that. And also, now that you were seeing the production models, I think it looks pretty good. I know that's an objective thing, but it definitely has, some of the, I'd say, brutish looks that Harley Davidson is known for, but it is also sleek. Personally, I think that the BMW, or even to be honest, most BMWs, but especially the, GS lines, or even like the F800s, things like that, they're neat looking, but they're not my thing. The Triumph Tiger, I happen to really like that bike. The 800, well, I guess the 900 now, and the previous 800, as well as the 1200. They look like big adventure bikes, right? And I think that this Pan America, it also has that style to it. Albeit with, I think, a little more sleekness, a little bit more of a street look, I would say. It's definitely not as, it doesn't look as tanky, robust as, those big Papa GS's. But yeah, so like on that, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool, right? Then you see the engine specs, a 1250cc Revolution Max V-twin. They're saying it produces 150 horsepower. I believe it's 95 foot-pounds of torque. That's pretty damn good. Especially when the weight they're listing is about 500 pounds. That bike's gonna get moving for its size. So typical Harley fashion. They have a really cool motor on it. It has a Revolution Max name. I think that's, from a marketing standpoint, it's a neat name. But performance-wise, and also this is brand new for them. So I think that on paper, you got yourself a really nice motor and powertrain. That's 6 speeds, dear God. So from at that level, once again, I was impressed. I think, not only myself, but a lot of folks were, seemingly, I guess, nervous, that they would come out with this bike that looked amazing, it has a cool name, all the marketing stuff, PR, that Harley's known for. And then on the mechanical side, they would sort of let it down. Right now, it doesn't look that way. It has. I also, I haven't dove too deep in the specs. That's a video I'll probably release later, but I know that Yami Noob has done a really good overview of it for himself as well, and obviously expect to see more people bring them out. The technical details I just didn't want to dive into on this review, but on paper, once again, we're looking at something that is, at least to me, it's promising. Now, the big issue that I've had so far, and I say big issue, we're talking about a motorcycle that I can't even afford right now, and who knows when I will. the part that stuck with me, that I kept thinking about after this bike is launched, and Harley has their classic massive PR campaign, is that I'm not sure who they're gonna sell this bike to. This is what I mean by that. Harley Davidson has a history of off-road riding. They have flat tracker bikes, and there's a really rich history in that aspect. But they've never made an adventure bike, nor have they at any time recently produced something that you would say is a dirt bike. And I don't count the scramble builds that a lot of people are doing for Sportsters. And listen, I would love to make one myself, but I can't count it. So this is really their first modern entry into this market, and because of that, it's a little hard for me to see the financial gains from this, right? Because let's face it, there's a big market already established. They're trying to break into an already crowded space. For me personally, if I was in the market for an adventure style motorcycle, the Triumph Tiger, almost without question, would be what I would purchase. Like I said, personally, I love the looks of them. I also, I don't know, I'm a little partial to Triumph motors. I know that's a weird thing to say, and I can't back it up with any type of evidence, but there's just something about them and all the rider features. I mean, if you watch any of the motovloggers like Her Two Wheels and when they did their reviews that they were able to be flown out and do for Triumph on the new Tiger 900, that's a bike that I can't question a single thing about it for me. Whereas with this Pan America, you're coming in the door at a pretty good price point, regardless of whether it's still good money market. It's a chunk of change for a motorcycle, and you're coming in basically unproven for this type of ride, and that takes a big gamble. And looking at that, this is not a motorcycle that I think Harley people are going to automatically want to buy, because there's not a ton of Harley people looking to get big adventure bikes. Why is that? Because Harley Davidson already does long mileage bikes. Whether you consider a cruiser to be a better long distance bike than a big CC adventure bike, there is a debate on that, I suppose, but they already do that. So this is something that they're going to have to really sell to people. And as of right now, I can't tell, and I don't think many other people can tell, if they're going to be able to do that correctly. Now, the other part of this bike that I'm very, very curious about, only because, it's new to the market, and, not a ton has been released yet, is a big thing about the Harley Davidson brand is the ability to customize their motorcycles. Anyone who owns a Sportster can attest the fact that any part you want to swap, you can do easily with a million options. It's not even funny. So when I think about that, and I think about the Pan America, and the same amount of customizability, I should say, I just don't see, we don't see it yet. And I think that that's something, if they're going to make this bike, or not saying if they're going to make it, but if this bike is going to be a success, they still need to have that marketplace covered. You should be able to have a bunch of exhaust options. You should be able to have a bunch of luggage options. Even if, it is an adventure bike, so, you're going to want hard panniers and, the classic things, it's still a Harley, and I feel like you need to have the different options for folks. So I'm curious how they're going to go about that, because, adventure bikes, they're not like a, a Street Glide, a Fat Bob, anything like that. It's not something that you're just going to put parts on to make them look pretty. They're supposed to be for a purpose, and it's going to be interesting if Harley goes down that road, even though I think they should and they need to. So, with that said, pretty happy. And I say that because compared to what they're building this to compete with, and looking at the market, the pricing, the styling, what it seems to be on paper capable of, I think they're on the right path. Now, obviously, we'll all see once people have these for long-term reviews. You know, I'm sure the guys who are Revzilla, Ari, you know, they'll take it out, they'll test the capabilities, and we'll have a pretty good idea about it. I'm also 99% sure that one of my favorite dudes, Blockhead, Shade Tree, I'm sure Her Two Wheels is also going to get a hold of one of these. You know, they'll be able to give a real riding review more so than I can. At least right now, because I don't have the cool friends at Harley dealerships. At least not yet. Down the road, hopefully, I can test ride one of these. And I say hopefully more because I want to be able to test ride one without someone riding next to me on a bike, so I can actually have some time with it. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I hope it does. And I'll be able to give a more in-depth look about this motorcycle. Mind you, this is just my thoughts. This is just my opinion of the current situation of the Pan America. And like I said, I'm down with it. I don't agree with the decision to build it, but I'm down with it. Now, next time you see me, I'm going to do something which I've wanted to do for a while now, and that is give a complete review of my darling Betsy, the 2012 Yamaha V-Star Touring. You know, I have over 13,000 miles now on this motorcycle from when I bought it, and I know all its ins and outs now. I know all the quirks, I know all the weird stuff. The next time you see me, I will be giving my long-term review of this motorcycle, so you can make a decision, if you are budget-minded like I am, about if this could be the all-around perfect, affordable touring motorcycle. So until then, guys, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to check out www.sjrider.com. That is the written blog. Follow me at sjridermotor on Instagram to keep up with my posts and the content and everything you want to do. Please, this is the beginning of the channel, so I'm sure you will see an evolution in me as we go along. I promise I will stop saying so much. It is more difficult than I thought it would be to do so, but I will perfect it for you. Until next time, guys, once again, thanks for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button, stay tuned, and ride safe.